Hey everyone, back for another week with a long-awaited masterclass. Who is with us today? It is Physician Wong with Flower Moon Medical. Flower Moon Medical are a Pregnant Pop partner. They first joined us at the May 24 Baby Fair for mums and have been supporting the families in the community ever since. I am so excited to be able to provide traditional Chinese medicine approaches alongside all of the other support and guidance we provide. This is such an important part of culture and society here in Singapore, and it's only natural that it flows into pregnancy, postpartum, and parenthood. So I am super pleased to have Physician Wong with us today. The educational content of our masterclass is the work of our Pregnant and Pop partners. We are not licensed or medical or legal professionals, and this is neither a medical nor legal platform. The content of today should not be considered medical or legal advice. Instead, it is always best to consult with your specialist providers for any specific concerns or questions, and use the information from today as a complementary tool to help guide those discussions and care plans. In short, our goal is to provide a supportive and informative community for expecting and new parents, but it's important to always prioritize your own health and the advice of your specialist providers. If you can indulge me just for a moment, I would like to just introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. I am Kathy Rougier. At my core, I am a postpartum doula, and I am the founder of Empower and the Pregnant and Popped network and community. As a certified postpartum doula, I provide home-based physical and emotional support in the first few days, weeks, and months of having a baby. So that means I am in people's homes, helping them, supporting them through postpartum recovery and newborn care. So think things like breastfeeding, bottle feeding, sleeping, crying, pooping, and helping with perennial healing, emotional healing, all of those practical and emotional, physical recovery things that mums are going through. I'm even sometimes washing the dishes and helping make healthy snacks. I'm basically with you in the trenches. But this masterclass isn't about me, it's about helping you prepare for the future. So let me introduce our guest. Physician Wong is a senior TCM physician with Flower Moon Medical, registered here in Singapore. She holds a bachelor's degree in both biomedical science and Chinese medicine. Her focus has always been on gynecology, pre- and postnatal care, and pediatrics. She's also a mum herself, so acutely understands the challenges mothers face during these transitions, their own health and that of their little ones. Her passion for combining TCM treatments and dietary therapy provides a welcome alternative approach to pediatric care. And I, for one, can't wait to learn more from her. So without further ado, Physician Wong, I'm going to hand over to you.
First of all, good afternoon to every mommies and daddies. Thank you for sparing your time, your lunch time, especially with me today. Let's learn about TCM dietary management for children. I'm Physician Wong. I believe that diet is very common in our daily life, especially as a parent. We are very concerned about the diet that children are having. I believe that most of you are very familiar with the diet from the nutrition perspective or Western perspective. So today I will introduce some tips for you all from a TCM perspective. So firstly, I will briefly give an outline introduction to what is diet in TCM and how we classify some food from TCM perspective. But this one is a very general idea, very short one, just to let everyone to have an idea only. So we won't having like TCM theory lesson over here, so just a short one. So after that, we'll go into a very specific TCM dietary recommendation for some of the common health issues in children, which are bothering most of the parents nowadays. For example, digestive problems such as poor appetite or indigestion. And then the other one will be the respiratory problems such as cough. I guess this is the very concerning problem in most of the parents, because in my clinical time, most of the time, like for example, for a day, if I see children patients, about 80 to 90% of them, they came to us is to settle their cough problem. Yeah, so this is very common. Then the next one will be how to support their immune system through some diet. So let's go into some ideas, general ideas. What is the importance of diet in TCM? From TCM perspective, we have this saying, which is 药食同源. Yeah, I translate into something like medicine and food have the same origin. That means food can be the medicine also can be the food. So it is very important because for children who are resistant to take the medicine, we can use this approach to offer them an alternative way to incorporate some of the therapeutic elements into their diet. And it also addresses the concerns about drug allergies and the suitability of certain medications for very young children. So for example, some children, like maybe like less than 1 year old, sometimes they may have flu, they may have cough, but sometimes they can't take some medicine, or they are very unwillingly to take the medicine. So parents will be very nervous. What can I give them? So what can I incorporate into their diet? Yeah, this is the point that we will discuss later. So the next important point is that, TCM food therapy can be used as a health preservation. That means like to preserve the health in children. It focuses on the idea of preventing diseases before it arises, and it boosts the body resilience through a balanced diet and proper nutrition. So we have this saying, something like 治未病. If some of you heard before in Chinese term, that means we try to prevent the disease before it arises. So that if we are going to meet the virus or meet the bacteria today, we try not to have too serious symptoms, or we can recover faster with a stronger body through the TCM food therapy. So just a very simple introduction to some of the TCM theory that we use in the dietary therapy. One of the theory is yin and yang. So I believe that we are quite familiar with this logo. Sometimes we may eat some black 芝麻糊, that means like black sesame dessert. Sometimes they will have this logo, this design in the dessert. So actually this means yin and yang. Yin is the colder side, yang is the warmer side. So we try to balance these forces through the diet so that our bodies have a balanced forces, so we won't fall sick easily. So the next theory we'll be using will be 5 elements theory. The 5 elements would be wood, fire, earth, metal, water. This one sounds very, what is this? But it's later we will introduce them. The next one will be qi, the energy. This one, I think most of the parents may hear about it before. They will come and ask that, how to boost the qi in my children's body? That means how to boost the energy. Actually, diet can help to tonify the qi and then to boost the energy flow so that they will have a healthier and stronger body and stronger immune system. So let me introduce some of the TCM food classification to all of you. So for each element, for example, fire, this is the basic element that present in our natural surrounding, natural environment in the earth. So fire, its characteristic is very similar to red color. That means the fire, you see the color of the fire is red and orange, right? So TCM will use this characteristic to correspond to the colors in our food. So fires means correspond to the red color of the food, which is good for our heart. So the heart in this sense, in TCM terms, it corresponds to the cardiovascular system in our body. Then the next one will be wood. The wood corresponds to the green color food, which is good for our liver. And earth will be correspond to the yellow color food, and it is good for the spleen. But the spleen in TCM terms actually is correspond to the digestive system in our body. Next one will be the metal. Metal corresponds to the white color food, and it is good for our lungs, so it's good for our respiratory system. The next one will be water. Water in the earth is correspond to the black color food, and it's good for our kidney. But the kidney from TCM perspective, it's corresponds something to when we are born as a baby, we have the essence in the kidney. Okay, so this essence in the kidney will help us to grow better and properly. But for some kids, maybe the essence in the kidney is a bit lacking. So they can take in some black color food to help to boost. Not necessarily oh, I must add a lot, but just to keep the essence. Something like that, the idea. I will give some examples of different color of the food which are good for our different organs. So here are some examples, but not limited to the leaf. Some green color food will be vegetables, spinach, celery, broccoli, green bean, green bell pepper, cucumber, and green pea. The red color food which is good for the heart is red bean, wolfberry, strawberry, tomato, apple, cherry, red spinach. And the yellow color food will be soybean, pumpkin, banana, corn, carrot, millet, orange, persimmon. And white color food which is good for the lung is Chinese yam, white fungus, radish, lily bulb. In Chinese we call 百合, lotus root, tofu, pear, or fish. And the next one, the black color food, which some of the parents, they will always ask us, what are the black color food? Because it seems very uncommon and I rarely cook it. Actually, is common. So it has black sesame, black bean, black fungus, black goji, mulberry, black rice, seaweed, and black chicken. So normally we will see the white chicken in the supermarket, but actually there is this black chicken. So we may have these questions that, I need to take care of so many pointers here. I need to see which are the deficiencies in the organs that I need to give what type of color of the food to our children. It's very troublesome or it's quite difficult for me. So mummies and daddies don't need to worry. If you are not really sure, at least you have this idea. So just try to give more color, different colorful food for your children so that they can get enough nutrition from their food, from their diet. Okay? Then the next one, the next classification that commonly used by TCM is the thermal nature of the food. That means we classify the food based on the yin and yang. So yin will be the colder nature of the food, and yang will be the warmer nature of the food. So basically, it's for every food we have classified them into this range. We have cold, neutral, warm, and hot nature of the food. This is the list for different nature of the food. Okay? It's also not limited to the list stated in the slide. There are more, just that I have listed some of the common food that we eat in our daily life. So for example, if the children are having sore throat today, you look at the throat, it's very red. And then the children, they might complain that, my throat is very pain or very feel like there's a fire inside, silent firing throat. So we will try to avoid the hot nature food. That means ginger, garlic, chili pepper, lamb, cinnamon, black pepper, or mustard. Instead of hot nature of the food, we'll try to replace them with the neutral nature or cool or cold nature of the food. So basically, this is the idea. So the classifications of the food that we introduced just now, normally we will complement it with the conventional dietary guidelines. That means the nutrition guidelines from a Western perspective, not only TCM perspective. We will complement it together and we will customize based on the body constitution of the children. Okay. So this is the general idea that I hope that I can introduce today. But next will be the main topic or the main concerns that I think most mommies and daddies have nowadays. That means the common health issues in children. How can we use diet to handle or to help our children? So please pay attention to the next few slides. Hopefully you can get some good tips from me for today's lesson. So the common health issues that we are discussing today will be digestive problems such as poor appetite and indigestion, respiratory issues such as colds and cough, but I will focusing more on cough today. And the immune support, we will introduce foods that boost immunity for the children. Okay, so for the first one is the indigestion problem. So what are the TCM dietary practices for indigestion? Some of the tips here will be like what we call like quite common sense, but bear with me. Let me read through some of the words and then we will clarify and discuss more about it. We will maintain a balanced diet and feed infants properly. Meals should be given at regular times and in appropriate quantities, rich in nutrients and easy to digest. Avoid overeating, consuming too many fatty, greasy, fried, or raw and cold foods, and limit snacks and unnecessary supplements. So actually, it seems like very easy to understand the content here. Actually, it's quite hard for me to control, for us to control our children, right? Because if they really want to eat the food that they like, for example, oh, I like sweets, I like biscuit, I really want to eat, they will just eat and eat non-stop. So as a parent, sometimes we have to be nag a bit, nag at the children, try to control them, especially when they are taking too much of this food, which may cause the indigestion. Another pointers here will be unnecessary supplements, because nowadays like we are very worried for the body, for the children's body conditions. Like we hope that they will grow healthily and strong. So we try to give them more and more supplement, maybe in pills form or in dummies form, or maybe I will cook a lot of different TCM soups for the children. But try to avoid too much, because too much of it may add burden to their digestion system, which will cause indigestion in the end. Okay, so let's continue with the content here. We will introduce foods according to the infant's age and developmental needs, gradually increasing the variety and the quantity to enhance the child's digestive system. So we have this Chinese saying, 如果要小儿安三分饥午寒. That means if we want the children to be healthy, try not to overfeed them. That means in a very direct translation, try to let them have 30% of hungry feeling. Try to let them have 30% of the cold feeling. So in case when you realize our children have indigestion problem, so what are the symptoms that may have is that they may have bloated stomach. They may claim that my stomach is very uncomfortable today. I don't feel like eating. Maybe you see that your child likes to eat a lot, but maybe when they have indigestion, they will say I don't want to eat, or I eat very little, or you have to force them to eat. So may need to take note, they may have indigestion. So next one will be you try to look at their tongue. If the coating, the white coating on the tongue is very thick, this one you may need to take note, because they may have indigestion. So this is the TCM dietary recommendations for you. You may get 8 grams of malt and 3 grams of croton. And these are the herbs that are very commonly sold in the herbal shops, or maybe you can get them from supermarket also. So you may cook them in water and then take this dose daily, divided into 2 servings for them. If the children find that this drink is too sour for them, you may add some honey or add some sugar for the taste. Not to add too much. Oh, okay. Next one will be the practices for the poor appetite. What are the common recommendations from TCM perspective? Some of the words here are also quite common sense, but do allow me to clarify some points with you. Okay, eat small, frequent meal. Okay, try to feed the children warm and easy to digest food. Avoid greasy, spicy, and fried. Try to give them the regular eating schedule because I understand that some of the children they have quite a few enrichment class. So maybe after they end their school lesson, they may have to rush for different enrichment classes. So some of their eating schedule may be distracted, or maybe they have to take their meal in the car. So as a parents, like hopefully we can try to build the regular eating schedule for them, or try to give them a more relaxing environment when they have their food so that they can really enjoy their food instead of just like, oh, feed my stomach. Ask the children to chew the food thoroughly. Then, if the children is like really having very poor appetite, try to start by offering foods that the children likes so that we can encourage them to eat. Okay? Because some kids, they really don't like specific food. For example, when they have poor appetite, maybe they don't even want to eat the rice. So we try to offer the food that they like first. Maybe the kid, they will say, oh, I like the egg. Okay. Try to offer the egg for them first. Okay. After, when their appetites gradually improve, then we transit to a more balanced and regular diet. Okay. So in simple terms, we'll say like introduce the changes step by step. Okay. So sometimes we will say like raising a kid really needs the patience from the parents. Sometimes when they don't want to eat, we just like, wow, very angry. Why I keep feeding you? Why I take so much time to cook the food, but you are still not eating? I waste my effort. Sometimes we may have this feeling, but just bear with it, okay? Be patient to our children. Start everything step by step. Change everything step by step. Next one will be pay attention to the changes in a child's emotion and mood. From TCM perspective, we will say that emotions and stressful mood will affect their appetite because the liver and the spleen are closely related. So if the kids are always in a very stressful emotions or very sad emotion, it will change their appetite. So we also have to provide emotional support to our children. Try to pay attention to their changes. If they are having these emotional problems, now try to give them more comfort or talk to them. Okay, so other than giving the food or these dietary recommendations for the children, if they are experiencing emotional problem, you may want to talk to the children or you may have to seek some advice from the professionals. Okay. So the ingredients that we can use to boost up their appetite or to strengthen their digestive system will be the malt and the hotton. So actually, these are the ingredients that we use to boost up their digestion that I mentioned just now. Just that in order to strengthen the digestive system, we will add in this powder, which is called 四神粉. Okay, 四神粉. So what are the ingredients in this powder? It will be 茯苓、芡实、莲子, Chinese barley, and Chinese yam. So actually, this powder is easily available in a lot of herbal shops and also in supermarket. You can just get from this convenience store. Don't need to get the raw herbs and grind them into powder. This one take quite a lot of time. But if you are willing to do so and you are trying, like you want to try it out, just go ahead. So just boil this ingredient in water. Now you may want to add some sugar or honey for taste also, or you can use stevia leaf instead, or you want to do it like cook it with chicken also. Yeah, there are different ways to do it. These are only just the recommendation, one of the recommendation of cooking from me. So next one will be coughing. This one is a very common concern from parents nowadays. So when the kids they first begins to cough, so what are the TCM dietary practices we will recommend, we will offer is that we will generally advise the patients try to avoid the kid eating too much. So their diet should be generally avoid being overly full or excessively nourishing. Don't give them all the ginseng and or like a lot of like 补品, like all those like trying to tonifying their body, right? So try not to give too much first when they first starting to cough. because when they first starting to cough, their digestion system is very weak. So don't take too much food. It is also very important to refrain from consuming raw, cold, or cooling foods such as ice cream and cold foods. So actually not only limited to this, like common sense also, you know, like try not to give them too much sugary food because this will cause more phlegm in their throat. Yeah, so it will cause the cough to worsen. So all these common sense I won't like talk too much over here. But some of the questions or some of the like concerns commonly that I have from the patients or from the mommies and daddies are, first questions, what are the foods that my children can take or to avoid when they are having cough? I believe I believe most of the mummies have these questions. Because as a parent as myself, sometimes I also ask, should I give this food to my children? Yeah. So in general, this is the advice that I will give. So you may have different advice from different physicians, but these are the one that normally I will explain to them. Okay, so try to avoid over consumption of food with high citric acid, such as oranges, grapefruits, and lemon. So the point here is overconsumption. Don't eat too much. Actually, giving orange, grapefruits, and lemon is bad not to give them too much. So sometimes the mummies or daddies will ask, what is overconsumption? How I know my children eat too much? So instead of saying avoid overconsumption, sometimes we'll just say, you just don't give first. When the cough is better already, then resume giving all these fruits. So that's why sometimes you will hear people saying, hey, don't eat orange when the kid is coughing. Okay, so actually the pointer will be avoid overconsumption. So actually oranges, like fruits with high citric acid, are rich in vitamin C, and if we take it in the appropriate amount, it will be good for our health. However, from a Western medicine perspective, the citric acid containing in these oranges or lemon or grapefruits may also induce coughing or acid reflux. So it will increase the irritation to the throat and overweight the potential benefits of vitamin C. So just stop for a while, okay, when the kid is coughing. From a TSM perspective, is the overconsumption of the oranges of high citric acid food, it will tend to generate heat and phlegm as it surpasses the amount our digestive system can handle. So, but interestingly, the tangerine peel, that means the peel of the oranges or the tangerine, from TCM perspective or in TCM herbs, it can help to resolve the phlegm. So some of the parents, they may go to the herbal shop, they get the tangerine peel, 陈皮, cook it in water, and this will help to resolve the phlegm. Also, try to avoid overconsumption of banana, papaya, strawberries, as they contain a lot of histamine. Because the histamine this content will involve in increasing the production and secretion of stomach acid. So it will easily irritate the airways and causing coughing. So normally we'll just avoid, like try to advise patient, like try to avoid overconsumption of these food. Then instead of giving this food, we can replace with like common fruits like cool. Good. So the next questions, common questions will be, can my children eat chicken or eggs when they are having cough? So actually, when the children are having cough, the children's appetite will decrease significantly because the digestive system will get weaker. So feeding chicken or eggs actually sometimes will burden to their digestion. So instead of that, we can replace with warm chicken soup. That means they can still eat chicken, just that you can replace them with soup. And the soup bowl actually will help to provide the children's their fluid needs. Okay, so need to drink more water, right? So I give you the chicken soup. You have the nutrition from chicken and you get the fluid intake. Okay. So actually, for chicken and eggs, is to give the soup, right? But try to avoid taking too much seafood, such as sea fish or shrimp, because they contain a lot of histamines that will trigger the stomach acid and induce coughing. So this is the advice normally I will give. So the next questions will be, can my children eat cheese or drink milk when they are having cough? So actually too much dairy products like cheese, it may cause the child to have increased secretions of mucus. So it will lead to the airway obstructions, which may worsen the child's condition. So instead of that, like normally we will say that try not to give the children too much dairy products such as cheese and ice cream when they are having a cough to avoid the mucus production. However, the point here is that, however, for infants, they are still taking milk powder, right? Or breast milk. Breast milk is also milk, right? However, for breast milk and infant formula are the exception. So the main point here, they are the exception. If the baby is still exclusively breastfeed, we have to increase the amount of milk, the breast milk, and the number of feedings per day. So to provide the enough fluid intake for them. Okay? In case the child is already on solid food, it's better to give the child additional nutritional substitute such as porridge, soup, or baby powder. So this is the advice from us. So the next questions. Can I cook pear drink for my children when they have cough? So to answer this question, I will need a few slides to explain to you all. So actually, for the cough to happen, from TCM perspective, we will differentiate it into different stages. Okay? From the onset of the cough, we have to first differentiate whether the cough is cold, shitty, or dry in nature. Okay? So actually, the pear is more suitable for shitty or dry cough. Okay? But for the cold nature of the cough, we have to avoid the pear because the pear is cold in nature. Okay, having pear for the cold cough will or might worsen the cough. So let's see what are cough, shitty, or dry cough. Right, just a very simple list of the symptoms. For the cold cough, from the onset of the cough, sometimes they will cough frequently, and normally the kids they will have itchy throat, and then they will have white and clear phlegm, and blocked nose with the clear discharge. Some may have feverish headache or body aches, but not body aches, but not everyone. But the common symptoms will be itchy throat, white and clear phlegm, or blocked nose. So when they are experiencing this stage, not to give the pear, but instead we can give some drink as listed. The ingredients are listed here, like ginger, perilla leaf, mulberry leaf, or loquat leaf. So for the mulberry leaf and loquat leaf, sometimes you will have to get this from the herbal shops. But in case you can't get it, you can use just the ginger with the perilla leaf, or just the ginger will do so. But if it's possible, try to get the perilla leaf from the supermarket. We have the fresh one. You get the dry one from the herbal shop, will do also. So just boil the ingredients in water. If the children find that this drink is a bit spicy because of the gingers, you may add some brown sugar or add some stevia leaf for the taste also. Okay? So next one will be the shitty cough. So what is the shitty cough? Sometimes when you look at the child, you see they have this yellow and thick phlegm, or the nasal discharge is very thick. Sometimes the color of the nasal discharge will be like green or yellowish. They may claim that they have sore throat. They will be very thirsty, drink a lot of water, or some of them they may have fever or headache. So for this shitty cough, this is the time you can use some pear. Okay. So this is one of the drink that you can give. It's called like mulberry leaf with chrysanthemum with almonds. But the almonds that I mentioned here actually is the 苦杏仁 used in the herbs, not the almonds that we eat for snack, not the nuts. So normally the one that you bought in the herbal shop will be like 南杏北杏 the almonds. You can get it from the herbal shop. Then boil it in the water and serve it. Because of there is a chrysanthemum in the drink, normally the taste actually is quite good and the children are willing to drink it. The next one will be also for heaty cough. You can use the pear. can use the pear here with chrysanthemum and some chuanbei. Chuanbei is a herb. If you can't get the chuanbei, you can just cook pear with chrysanthemum. It will work also. But if you can get the chuanbei, it will help to resolve the phlegm. So will help to ease the cough also. Just cook it in the water. Add some rock sugar for taste. For dry cough, normally the cough is with no or little phlegm, dry throat, dry nose, and feel very thirsty. So in this case, dry cough, we can use the pear with some white fungus or some almond that we introduced just now. So this one actually can be a dessert on itself if for the kid. So they will say, oh, like it's quite good, like quite nice to eat it. Okay? So they will not to resist to take some TCM herbs or some TCM food. Okay? Okay. So when the cough starts to develop, like not only 1 to 2 days, like maybe the cough lasted for 5 or 1 week already. Sometimes you will see the children are having more phlegm. Okay, this is the so-called what we call wet cough. Okay, so when they have white phlegmy cough, we can use this ingredient. So this is the white hyacinth. If I never pronounce wrongly, sorry for my wrong pronunciation. If there is, in Chinese is 白扁豆. So we can get from the supermarket also. Then after that will be Chinese barley. The Chinese barley that I mentioned here is in this form, but not the barley that we use in Qingdong. Normally the one the Qingdong dessert, they will put in this barley. In Chinese we call yang yi. But the one that's having this therapeutic effect for resolving the phlegm is Chinese barley, 中国饮. Okay? Okay. So can add in some tangerine peel. As we say, orange or tangerine may cause mucus secretion, but the peel, the skin, will help to resolve the phlegm. You may add some red date for the taste, or you may add some dried photo. If you don't want to add the dried photo also, it's just use the ingredients as listed here and cook it in water and then you can drink it. So if the phlegm is yellowish or greenish, we can still use ingredients from the previous slide. For example, Chinese barley, tangerine peel, because all these will help to resolve the phlegm. But we have to add in some ingredients that help to clear the heat, which are chuanbei, chrysanthemum, or mulberry, or even like for elder kids, you can use green tea, because for babies, normally we won't give tea to them. So also boil the water, boil the ingredients in water. Very simple way of cooking it. So some common TCM dietary questions. Can I give some ginseng chicken soup for my children with cough? Actually, it's to give some. Yeah. But if you want to give ginseng, try to give them after their cough recover. Or if the body constitution is very weak, we can give some ginseng. So yeah, if you are not really sure whether my children's body constitution is weak or not, you have to seek the advice from the professionals, or you just give them the ginseng chicken soup after their cough is recovered. Okay, because after that, you can boost up the immune system. Next one, the practices for immune support. Some recommendations from TCM perspective. Try to wean off the night feeds. Why is it so? Because from TCM perspective, we will see that the digestive system, the spleen, right, will be the origin to generate the qi, that means the energy and the blood in our body. So that means having a good digestion system, it will boost up the qi flow and the blood in our body, and this will give a stronger body for the children. So in order to have a good digestion system, not to eat too much. That's why we have to wean off the night feeds. Okay. Or some children, they may still need the night feeds. So if some mommies will say that maybe you give lesser, or if they are having milk powder, try to like give lesser for during that period. But if like really cannot, never mind, just go ahead first. Avoid the habit of eating before bedtime. Do not consume too much cooling herbal tea, 凉茶. Yeah, because too much cooling herbal tea or cold or frozen food, this one will weaken the digestion system. Also avoid overly pushing the children to eat. Yeah, because overly pushing them, this may cause them to have poor appetite or indigestion. Okay, which in turn will weaken the digestion system and in turn will weaken the system. So some of the things that we can cook over here is that actually we can still use the 四神粉 as I mentioned just now because that one is good for the immune system. But in this case, we have to add in something that can help to tonify the qi, which is Prince Ginseng. Oh, there's a prince in ginseng, so interesting, right? Because normally the one we use in our soup is ginseng. For example, 人参、党参 or American ginseng, 西洋参. But for children, we can use Prince Ginseng because this one is not too warm, not too cold. So it's neutral in nature. So not to worry that giving ginseng to the children will cause their body to be heaty. So Prince Ginseng is a very good food to use in the chicken soup. So you can cook with chicken or pork. Just cook the soup for them to drink. Just to mention, serve this chicken soup when the child is not sick and in a good digestion condition. So that means that when they are having indigestion, poor appetite or cough, try not to give them first. You can use the recommendations that I provide just now. But when they recover already, we can give them this chicken soup because of the Prince Ginseng. Because Prince Ginseng, maybe some children is hard to really absorb the essence from this ginseng. So give them when they are not sick to boost the immune system. Just the last few slides, there are a few services that we offer in Flower Moon Medical, such as TCM General Care, TCM Lactation Treatment, TCM Pregnancy Preparation, TCM Pregnancy Care, and we have TCM Postpartum Care, TCM Pediatric Care, TCM Pain Management, and TCM Beauty Health Management. And for the TCM Pediatric Care, there are some parents, they are very concerned is that, oh, my child don't really like TCM herbs, so how should I give them? So actually, there are a lot of different forms of the treatment. For the herbs, if the children really resistant to it, we have TCM liquids. Yeah, the liquids we may add some maybe stevia leaf or what we call is tang. That means the sugar cane sugar, something like that. Add to the liquid so that the TCM herbs liquid will be not so bitter and maybe sweet in nature so that the children can take the TCM liquid. Okay, this is one of the way for us to give to the children. But if the children are willing to take the herb, of course, this is the best solution, best treatment. But the other services or the other care for the children will be pediatric massage, 小儿推拿, or we can use pediatric plaster on the acupoints. Okay. For example, for the cough, if they cough really can't stop non-stop, we can put the plaster for them. Because for some young children, it's quite hard for them to drink the medicine, so we can use this plaster instead. Next one will be the pediatric belly band. It's what I call 肚兜. So this is actually very cute. We will put the herbal powder in this pack form. Then we will put it in this belly band and the baby can wear it. Okay, so this is also some of the interesting way and the TCM characteristic of treatment way for the pediatric care. So if you all need any professional advice or consultation from us, you may take a screenshot of these. Okay.
I can't stress how much I want to say thank you, Physician Wong. It's been an absolutely amazing masterclass. I really appreciate your time. I'm sure everybody else watching and listening to this would say the same thing. Really, really insightful. So from me, I'm saying thank you and goodbye. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Kathy. Bye, everyone.